Hey guys, welcome back to Taxes Made Simple. I'm your host Karlton Dennis, and in today's video, we're going to be talking all about letters that you can receive from the IRS. Unlike many other types of mail, like holiday cards or birthday cards, letters from the IRS tend to fill people with dread and an overwhelming sense of doom, okay? This is because the IRS is contacting you. It usually means that there is some kind of issue going on with your tax returns. However, even though the IRS letter might not be your favorite type of mail, it is still very important to understand them and why are they being sent to you so that you know what to do and you know what to do at the end of receiving one. In this video, I'm going to break down some of the top 5 most common types of letters that you can receive from the IRS so you won't be caught by surprise. If you do end up getting one, I want you to know what to do. So let's dive in. All right, guys, the first thing that you need to know about IRS letters is that there are dozens of different types of letters that the IRS could send you for many different reasons. IRS letters all have their own number that identifies them. And for example, letter 2557C is a letter that is a response to your oral or written request for a payoff amount of any balance that you have due to the IRS. Here's a brief overview of the main categories of IRS letters you could receive in addition to examples of specific letters you could be sent for those categories. Number 1, balance due letters. Balance due letters are sent to you by the IRS when you owe them money. The IRS is constantly tracking payments for all taxpayers, and it has a system in place that lets it know if you are up to date on those payments. If you've fallen behind or if you have simply never even attempted to pay, this is when you will start to receive these types of letters. One example of balance due IRS letters is letter 3030C, which is a letter that explains the exact type, penalty, and interest still owed on your account. If you owe money to the IRS, then you can expect to receive a balance due letter on a regular basis. Now, another example of an IRS letter that would fall under the balance due category is the letter 757C, which informs you if you failed to meet the terms of your installment agreement with the IRS. By failing to make the appropriate payments by the due date, you're falling out of IRS compliance. And that's a letter that will come in the mail anytime the IRS triggers that you've fallen out of compliance in paying your amount by the due date. All right, let's move on to number 2, identity verification letters. Identity verification letters are letters that the IRS will send you when it needs to verify your identity. There could be a number of reasons why the IRS wants to verify your identity. One of the most common reasons is because identity theft is rampant in America. So if the IRS suspects that there is a fraudulent activity occurring with your tax returns, then it might send you an identity verification letter to determine if you're who you say you are. Examples of identity verification letters that the IRS could send you include a letter called letter 5071C, which informs you that the processing of your tax return has been stopped until you verify your identity. The IRS could also send you a letter 6331C, which is a very similar letter that also requests that you verify your identity before the federal income tax return can be processed as well. Now, if you receive either of these letters, it's important to verify the identity quickly to make sure that the tax return is processed on time and that you're not incurring any penalties or late fees. Let's move on to category number 3, additional information letters. These letters are sent by the IRS when it needs more information from you. The IRS could need more information from you if you did not fill out your tax returns completely, or if there's some sort of discrepancy between the information that your employer provided the IRS and the information that you provided the IRS on your federal income tax return. If the IRS needs more information from you, then it could send you the letter 4883C or a letter 5071C, both of which are requests for you to provide additional information. In these letters, the IRS will tell you exactly what additional information that it wants you to provide them. I just recommend that you speak with a tax professional before you start to send in information to the IRS. Let's jump to number 4, failure to receive tax returns. If the IRS fails to receive a tax return from you, then it will send you one of these letters. There could be several different reasons why the IRS did not receive your tax returns. For example, you could have just forgotten to file your tax returns. It could have been lost in the mail. Some people mail their returns. There could have been some kind of internal error or something going on with your accountant. An example of a failure to receive your tax return letter that the IRS could send you is LT18 or letter 1615. If you receive this letter, then you need to get in touch with the IRS and your tax accountant immediately to resolve this issue, because the last thing that you want is for the IRS to think that you are intentionally not filing your tax returns. If the IRS thinks that you're intentionally not filing taxes, then it could start to think that you are committing tax evasion, which is a type of tax fraud. That could potentially be a felony sentence down the road, a felony offense sentence, depending on how long that this persists. Many people have gone to jail for tax fraud, so I don't want this to happen to you. So let's make sure we're filing on time. Let's jump to number 5, change to refund notification letters. Yes, sometimes after the IRS processes your tax return, the refund that you might have thought you were expecting to receive will change, taxpayer. And when this occurs, the IRS will send you a letter letting you know that the refund will change and why the changes will be taking place. If the IRS is making changes to your tax refund, then the IRS letter you will receive will most likely start with the letter CP. For example, letter CP42 will let you know that your refund is being changed to pay your spouse's past due tax debt. Another example of a change to refund IRS notification letters is letter CP102. This letter informs you that the refund was changed due to miscalculations that you made when filing your taxes. So if you receive this letter, it could mean that you actually end up owing taxes now and you might not be getting the refund you expected anymore at all. So what to do, guys? What to do if you receive some of these letters? Now that we've gone through some of the most common types of IRS letters that you can receive, let's talk about what you do, in fact, when you receive a letter from the IRS. The very first thing that you need to do anytime you receive a letter from the IRS is not ignore the letter. Generally speaking, the IRS will not contact you unless there is information that you really need to know. So don't make the mistake of thinking it is just junk mail that you're receiving. The IRS usually only reaches out through mail. So don't assume they will give a call if there is a problem going on with your taxes. No, they're going to send you a letter first. So make sure you read the letter from the IRS if you get it. The next thing that you need to do is not panic. Yes, it is true. It can be very nerve-wracking and uncomfortable to get into a situation where there's letters coming in the mail from the IRS, but you shouldn't panic. A lot of times there's a simple solution to IRS issues. So what you should do is just read the letter very carefully and try to understand exactly what the IRS wants you to do. Once you do this, you know that there are actionable steps that are required to get the issue resolved as fast as possible. Now, you might have to pay some penalties and send in some documents, make some changes to your tax return, etc. But even though it might be stressful to take care of, once it's done, it's done. So get it done sooner rather than later, and you won't have to worry about it anymore or something stacking up on top of you, such as tax debt. Now let's just do a quick summary here. The IRS periodically sends letters to taxpayers when it needs to communicate something to them. We know this now. Most of the time, if the IRS is sending you a letter, it means that you either owe money, need to provide additional information, or are being informed that some type of change has occurred to your tax returns. Not all IRS letters require an action to be taken quickly after receiving them, but many do. Now, some of the most common IRS letters that are sent to taxpayers fall into the following 5 categories: balance due letters, identity verification letters, additional information letters, failure to receive tax return letters, and changes to the refund notification letters. If you guys have any questions though at all about a particular IRS letter that you might have received, or if you need help figuring out what to do next after getting an IRS letter, then feel free to reach out to my firm. Our link is below to our company's website to schedule a consultation with my tax strategy team. We can address all your concerns. We can walk you step by step through the process of dealing with an IRS letter. I sincerely hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you guys like this video, do me a favor, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Take care.